Welcome to GetSportsFocus. I am Alf, and that's Coach Andrew right there. So we survived. We survived 11 weeks of regular season, making predictions, taking hits, proven wrong. Some teams made us proud.
Some teams got really mad.
Some teams got really mad. DMs almost got blocked. But hey, that's life in show business, people. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
12. We're in the playoffs.
GetSportsFocus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. WeightsandBars.com. Build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. Ike's Love and Sandwiches. Championship level sandwiches every single time. South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust. And by Fuel Good, fueling your success. Conveniently located in Santa Clara off Homestead Road. For more info, go to fuelgoodmealprep.com.
So, Coach Andrew, what do you think of this new CCS Open / D1? I was confused when I saw that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think they should have just taken the private schools and put them in one category and then everybody else, but I'm not in charge. So
I think everyone was thinking that anyways. Like everyone was thinking that the WCAL should just kind of stand in their own division on their own. But you can't, like, I mean, you have a couple other schools that will fit in there, right? You know, I'm looking at the bracket right now, like Los Gatos belongs in that group. Wilcox belongs in that group, and Salinas, you know, belongs in that group. They are perennially like good teams. Oh, you're saying Salinas? No,
I don't think Salinas belong in there. They're gonna get
well,
smacked
I'm
there.
saying traditionally, not about who they're matching up with. I'm like traditionally, like, you know, those three teams are always like, you know, kind of in the top 15 of CCS all the time. So if we really look at it, you know, that actually makes a lot of sense. I like the way they're doing the Open and the Division 1 because at the end of the day, right, if you have one playing 8 and two playing 7, in a perfect world, yeah, 1 and 2 should see each other, and it's supposed to happen anyways, instead of, you know, them having to go through the line of having to just completely beat everybody through it and just ending seasons as they go. So I like that they split it up a little bit. And then, you know, and it gives them another chance, right? So if the person who loses the outright winner for the Open, you're not completely out yet because you do still belong in playoffs. That's the reason why you're in the Open and you're in that top 4. You know, you're in that first 4 games. So, or those first 4 teams. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it actually works out a lot better. So whoever gets the Open runner up, you know, to be able to compete for Division 1 and then still have a lengthened season to go to a state championship, that's huge. So, you know, that's more representation for the area. That's more representation for Northern California. I like it. I think they should continue to do it.
Yeah. Well, now that you explain it that way, I like it too. Yeah, that makes sense.
But let's get into the nitty gritty, Alf, and let's actually talk about these games.
Let's start with the given. I mean, how many points will Sarah offense score on Salinas?
You know, we keep saying 49-0 every time it's Sarah.
I'm
not going to say 49-0. I'm probably going to go with like probably 63-0, maybe 70.
Oh, no.
Is it okay? Like, really think about it. Is it far off from them to do that against a team like Salinas?
Nope.
No. There. So I'm sorry, Salinas. Like, great job on your season.
Yeah, I haven't been able to find out a lot about Salinas because I wasn't able to get in touch with their coach because he blocked me on Twitter last year.
So they did. I followed them a little bit. Salinas, like they did their thing like in their league. There was a couple close games that they had. They started out like they went and played tough teams in the preseason. And it's to prepare. I think they learned from last year that like because they were most likely going to play, either Sarah or St. Francis first. They knew they're like, okay, we got to be prepared for this. But at the end of the day, like if you I'm not saying they went through their league unscathed. Like again, they still had some close games. This is still not going to be close for them. I hope there's not a repeat of last year. We know what happened last year.
I think it's going to be worse. I think it's
so.
Going to be worse because
I think, yeah. So
at this point, Sarah is out to go out there and beat their PR. And what I mean by that is special teams, defense, and offense. They're preparing ahead to the big game, obviously, but this game is going to be one of those games where they cannot just play and then put in the subs in the second quarter, because I do think that Sarah's going to score in every single drive. I'm counting 10 offensive drives, 5 plays or less, either touchdowns or extra points. This could be like the most insanely played game where there's 80 points on the board.
Yeah, they need to.
Defense is probably going to score a touchdown. Special teams, they'll probably score. You saw what Sarah did against SI. That was just not fair. And Salinas is not SI.
No,
SI not. Still had some dudes, and yeah. So
I think it's going to be running clock midway through the first quarter.
Why even show up?
I'm just kidding. No, I got to give respect to Salinas. Like again, they make it to the Open every year. And this is just what it is. I think you wipe away some of those losses in the preseason to get ready for like right now. Then you're probably ranked higher a little bit. So this is just what the draw is. So at the end of the day, play your heart out, play as hard as you can. You belong in the Open division and the Division 1 rankings, and show that you do belong there, and just put up a fight. Just finish the game. Sarah's going to finish the game because they need to, because this is the playoffs. They need to get ready.
About this is that Sarah could probably start their second teamers and win in dramatic fashion in the fourth. Okay. I was talking to a bunch of coaches earlier. They're like, yeah, there's not, coaches that I work with. Okay. Not any coaches from the teams, but yeah. I mean, that's all I got to say about that. I think it's going to be a good matchup, and, last home game for Sarah before they play in the championship, I guess. They're going to go to championship, and I would like to see the St. Francis Lancers.
Good segue to the next game. So segue to the next. Okay.
Go at it for the CCS title.
For the Open.
For the Open. Oh, yeah. It just makes sense. But
Wilcox is not going to be.
We cannot overlook Wilcox.
You can't. And, with. We talked about it last week, with St. Francis's defense, and Wilcox is a power run team, right? You need, the defense didn't look as different as I would, probably some people thought it was going to be. That defense played really hard.
Are you talking about St. Francis?
Yeah, they played well. It was not.
They improved this whole season. It's been, and they lost Chase, and
that's what I'm saying though. Like they still played really freaking well.
Yeah.
So I think this is gonna be. I mean, I would say in terms of running attack, like, Wilcox has that down packed. And obviously we know how good their quarterback is and what he can do. So I think this is going to be, we don't know. I think out of all the matchups, like, and I'm just going to say it this way, out of all the matchups, this one is probably like my favorite matchup in the open division. This is a great first round.
Oh, in the open.
In the open. Yeah, this is a great first round matchup. I really like this matchup. But I will for sure, well, not for sure, like I'm gonna just edge it to St. Francis just because of like, you can't count out Aaron, and Aaron's been playing really well. And so and Perion's been playing really good, and same with Kingston. So, it's very dynamic in terms of like, everything that they can do. And at the end of the day, like, Wilcox, if they can get the run going and they can keep it pounding, then they have a good chance too. But I will edge it to St. Francis.
They scrimmage each other, like,
so they know what each other's about.
Huh?
They know what each other is about. They know what's going on. I think they already know what to expect.
There's a close connection between the two teams. Obviously, man, I like both of these teams. I like both coaching staff. It's just hard to pick. I would like to see Sarah versus St. Francis in the finals, because I do think, I mean, I said it all season, the only team that could probably beat Sarah
is St. Francis.
St. Francis, because they know him so well.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
I don't want to jump ahead, but I think Valley Christian, Coach Scherenberg, they figured out a blueprint on how to kind of slow down Sarah. And I'm sure they're going to share that with St.
Everybody
if that happens. And Valley is in D1. I think they have a game against SI, so that's going to be a really good one too.
Yeah, so
Los Gatos and Reardon.
That one's another one. So I would like just so since we're talking about all the games now, I would say the two good, like, not saying that none of these games are good. They're all great games. I would just say like the ones that jump off the page is the Wilcox St. Francis and the Reardon Los Gatos game. Like the two, like, so it's literally like one from each side. Reardon and Los Gatos, I feel like they're more evenly matched than a lot of people think. Like it's closer in terms of like skill level and talent and just coaching ability. Like it's very even. I think this is that's a toss-up game, and it's just gonna, like, it's one of those ones where you generally have to say who's gonna make the least amount of mistakes and who's gonna come up with the big plays when they matter. That's how that game's gonna roll out. And that's hard. Like I feel like this is gonna be the hardest way to like pick. Like playoffs is so hard to pick.
It is, yeah.
Anybody to go through.
The best of the best. So Wilcox, I do think they have a shot against St. Francis. They kind of dominated them in the scrimmage earlier in the year, and before the season started, they had a scrimmage. They kind of dominated, but this is a backers game. So Jeremiah Lewis, Jackson Cahoon, all these backers, they're gonna have a great game. Stats are gonna go through the roof, because that's where these runs are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come down to big plays, I think,
I think the whole open division, it's all going to be like who makes the plays when they matter.
Yeah.
Because these are all big time teams.
Yeah.
And they've all won their games on, big time play. So, let's try this off. Let's just go down the line. All right.
So St. Francis, Wilcox, you got St. Francis?
St. Francis.
I want to say whoever's got the ball last.
Yeah. I'm gonna go, but I will edge St. Francis.
I'll edge St. Francis because I do think they have the special teams component.
Right.
They've been playing really well. Maroka and Chris Hahn. So I would say, I'll pick St. Francis, but man, it's gonna come down to it. This is gonna be the last quarter, the last few minutes of the quarter. Right. I'm gonna be there. I will be there. I'll be at St. Francis. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
I want to witness these two teams just go at it under the lights.
Is that on a is it on? Oh, that one's on Fridays. That one's on Friday.
The only Saturday game is
Sarah
and CSM CCSF, which I was hoping to go there, but I'm gonna go check out the Padres instead. So Valley Christian, St. Ignatius.
So I think, and I'm gonna go with it this way. I think Valley wants this game back from the regular season. It was 1 point, you know. I think they want this game back. I think they want this game back, and you know, they played a lot better through the latter half of the season. Like they started playing a lot better. So I think that they're gonna want to get this game back. I think they really wanted this matchup. So I'm gonna give it to Valley. I will give it to Valley for this one. Based on health though.
Yeah, I was about to say the way SI got banged up against Sarah. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. You okay, Coach Andrew? Looked like you were looking at something.
I was like, I'm hoping somebody didn't fall.
Oh, you're at the gym.
I'm at the gym.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I was like, oh, please don't die.
Yeah.
But you're okay. But yeah, no, I think that.
So looking at that the D1 division, I want to see a rematch between Reardon and Valley.
Yeah. So you think Reardon's gonna? Okay, so let's move on to.
No, wait. I want to see a rematch between Reardon and Valley, but that doesn't mean I think Reardon's gonna get past Los Gatos because they're playing at Los Gatos.
Yeah, this is gonna be a lot. You know, I think this Reardon game. I wish we had Ethan on this because I think Ethan could speak a lot on Reardon. I don't know if he's watched too much of Los Gatos, but like, you know, Los Gatos is just Los Gatos has played well and consistent like this whole season.
Yeah,
you know, and they
lost to Grant by a point, right? And then they lost to Pittsburgh by, I believe, a touchdown. It was like the last few minutes of the game.
And they played well through their toughest game was against Wilcox, like in their season, or in their league. So
and they have a very motivated senior group
that wants to go all the way.
About that black and gold team that took them out of the race last year.
You mean this one?
That. Yeah, that one. The A.
This team. Got it. Yeah, it's a pretty good team.
I mean, what, triple overtime?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Danny Scudero.
Yeah.
Ever will be remembered on that field.
But see, and I think you said it there, right? Like that's the key to Los Gatos beating Reardon is they're very senior motivated. Reardon is still young. Yeah. So that is gonna play. I think that. Well, not think. Like I know that's gonna play into this. That experience is gonna play into this. So I'm going to edge Los Gatos for this one. So I think it's going to be Los Gatos versus Valley. I think Valley's going to get the revenge game against SI, and then it's going to be Los Gatos versus Valley.
And I do want to see that game.
And then, if we just keep moving forward with it, we can revisit this, like, because it's going to change, obviously.
I just hope that the D1 finals is not Valley Christian and St. Francis. Because when they played each other, there was no spark. It was just a basic game, but it's gonna be the finals. So if you're writing this down, I'm predicting Sarah, St. Francis, Sarah defeating St. Francis, St. Francis playing Valley Christian. Those are my final pick right now.
I think it's gonna be Sarah playing St. Francis. And then I think it's going to be Los Gatos playing St. Francis.
Oh, you know how crazy that game would be?
That's gonna be a
Oh
crazy
my
game.
God.
And
Yeah.
I like that. I'm pretty sure because they haven't put like the sites. I'm pretty sure for this one, I'm hoping they go neutral sites for the finals. I hope
I think it will be, right?
that'd be good.
Oh,
That'd be
for
good.
D1. For
Yeah,
the
for D1 and the Open, like because I hope they go neutral sites for these. That'd be smart. No home field advantage for anybody.
That's
Just
interesting. I didn't even
just
think
pure
that.
game.
But that means
I don't know.
the open game is gonna be a week before.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well,
So they get like an extra week to prepare.
I hate that. I think
That's
that's
long.
I think that's
It might
goes
backfire.
against.
That
No, I think
we
that's against,
I don't know. We can talk about it later
yeah,
because I think we'll cover that. So that's D1 and Open.
fun. So you're picking Los Gatos. I'm picking
Hmm.
Jordan.
Yeah,
I'm
but
picking Jordan.
we're both picking Valley.
We're both picking Valley. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think SI, there's a lot of things going on with SI and the thing with, I don't know how they're pretty banged up.
Yeah.
Really hit them hard, and I think there were 5 kids that went out that game.
Right.
I could be wrong. Maybe they came back in, but I just saw some huge hits that left people on the ground. And
Yeah.
yeah, Salinas, they got to get ready for that,
They do.
And I feel kind of bad for the team that's gonna face Sarah in this round because I mean you already know they're they're having
Yeah.
nightmares this week.
Yeah.
And it's a day game. It's a day game in San Mateo, and Sarah's at home, and yeah, it's been a great season.
Yeah. We'll give it
And
to them.
speaking of great season, the teal, is it teal and black and gold, or is it green?
Yeah. I believe it's teal, but like I mean, so if we look, so because we talked about because I know you had a question about like, or you're like questioning like the scheduling. So it's crazy because like Division 2 and down, right? Their bracket just goes straight, which I like, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no more gap. So there's still going to be a game played, that week of the 20, like the 24th, versus like, whoever wins the Open week of the 24th, like you're just chilling. Like you're not doing anything. There's still games being played. Like you're not playing a game anymore. You're pretty much just getting ready for state at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I think with a program like Sarah, I think they'll probably want to take that. I think they'll like it. Just because like, it just gives them more time to prepare. I'm wondering if the southern section is doing the same thing.
I think they are. But you know what I would like to see? I would like to see the CCS Open go against the NCS Open. And that will determine the NorCal Open representative, and then put the runner-up into
Division 1.
the next, is it what, 1A or 1AA? I
Right.
don't know how they rank those things.
So you would do like Open Division versus NCS Division, and then do the
Sarah
division
versus De La Salle.
and then say,
Yeah.
and then if you do like the Division 1, like because CCS
I mean,
split it.
there's 15 state championships, so there's room for
Oh yeah,
the runner-up of the NorCal Open to play in the state, and then the winners of the NCS D1 and CCS D1, they can fill in the spot. I think that's the way to go. I don't know if that's what's supposed to happen this year, but I just think 2 weeks of waiting, that's all. No, I think
more
it's
than that.
3 weeks. Because
Yeah, it's long.
Open's not going to have any game, right? See? So, I mean, we could be wrong. We got to look this up to see if there is going to be an Open NorCal game.
Yeah, we'll see.
So insane.
That'd be a crazy
He's
game.
so insane. Man.
Yeah. So let's see. That would be crazy. So Division 2.
You got
So
Mitty and Christopher. This is the Exios Bowl.
this is we're calling that the
This
Exios
is
Bowl.
for the X, baby.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go.
I know this is okay. Look, for everyone that watches this,
We might as well call this the CCX Bowl.
Okay, so for anyone that watches this and knows, like, obviously knows where I'm at, I went to Mitty, so I have love for my school no matter what. And I was part of Christopher's program when I moved here. And I've been able to train athletes from that school since I've been here. This is, for me personally, this is a hard game to like call. It's like way too hard to call. So I'm gonna go this way first. Hold on. Okay. So
I thought you were gonna grab the dice.
So I'm just gonna wear both right now.
Okay.
Because this is too hard to pick, really. This is way too hard to pick. And that's only for me personally. But if we're gonna go purely based on football, I'm just gonna say it this way. If both teams play to their potential and play the way that they're supposed to play their games and not, what's the nicest way to say it? Don't brain fart like they did like the last week, then that's for both teams. Don't brain fart.
Oh my God, that's true. They both lost.
They both lost last week. So again, like I said, if they both don't brain fart and they play the games that they're supposed to play, this might be a lot closer than anybody thinks. I'm not going to call a winner because this is a Division 2 across the board are all toss-up games. That's what I like about Division 2. Division 2 got the rank. Division 1 and Open and Division 2 got the rankings right. Like, these are correct. Like, these are the top 16 teams in the CCS. It's a great job on that. But this is a toss-up game for this team. This is what we always say, whoever makes the plays when they count and whoever makes the least amount of mistakes. Because I would say this, Christopher and Mitty, talent-wise, very even across the board. I would match those guys up evenly all the way. This is going to be a matter of play calling. So this is a coaching game. No, I'm going to leave it at that. This is a coach's game. I will be there.
I would agree. I would agree to that.
This is a coach's game. So I'm putting both coaching staffs on notice. This is on you guys. So Christopher staff, this is on you. Mitty staff, this is on you. You wanna run the table? Because I think whoever wins this game wins Division 2.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Like 100%. Whoever wins this game is gonna win Division 2, and they will go to state. I will be there.
Coach Andrew will be in.
But I'm gonna be standing in the middle. Is anyone going to? Is Kevin going to this one?
Like at the 50-yard line.
I don't know. Who are you sending here, Manalo?
I don't know. We gotta. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Because whoever's going from GSF, I will stand with them so that I remain neutral. Because I'm not calling. I'm not calling anything for this game.
Wear your Panthers gear.
I will wear Bay Area. Actually, I'm just gonna wear Exios gear.
Oh,
that's it.
It's the X. Well, this the CCX game of the week.
And just for everyone, like, don't get mad at me because I didn't pick anybody. I just can't. There's no reason for me to pick one for this.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too. I'm like, I'm so picked out from the season that I don't want to play a role in anybody's mental whatever. It's like, you guys just play.
Yeah.
Give it your all. Wilcox, St. Francis, Sarah, Salinas, all these other teams, SI, Valley Christian, Los Gatos. I mean, Los Gatos, Reardon, man. That's
a good game.
Will it rain in Los Gatos? That's the question.
I don't know. And then in Division 2, like this is a new season for everybody. Yeah. Right. This like the records are reset. It's 0-0. You have to play to keep. You have to play or like win or go home at this point.
Go home. Yeah.
But because we're like this is the premier. Like again, actually, I would say that for sure. This is probably the best matchup in Division 2.
It is. I think so too.
And this is it hits close to home for me, literally from both sides. From both sides.
If you guys want to see the brackets, it's CIFCCS.org. Click on sports, football, brackets. Boom. There you go. Or go on social media. I think we're going to do Ethan's bracket challenge. We have to fill it out and see what happens. I don't think there's any money involved.
I'm pretty sure there's not, but since
maybe
we're
some
talking
sandwiches, maybe
let's put some Ikes on it. But since we're talking about
meal.
Yeah, but since you said brackets,
what's on your mind, Coach Andrew? We'll let's move on to what's on your mind.
So, like I said before, open division, Division 1, Division 2, they got those rankings were spot on. Those are definitely the top 16 teams in the CCS, and they got those right. It's when you start getting down to 3 through 5 is where I feel like it gets really weird. It does. It just gets really strange.
Especially 5.
Especially in D5, right? So in 3 through 5, you have teams with what everyone sees on paper are losing records, right? You have 2, 4, and 6 teams in Division 3. You have a 3 and 7 team in Division 3 who's in the top 4, mind you. Actually, you have 2 teams with those losing records in the top 4, which is bizarre, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in D4, and then you compare D4 and D5, you have a lot more of those teams in there that are like 3 and 7, 4 and 6, and then it's just weird. So what I think, I think they started getting it right by trying to do it based off like ranking systems. And then the thing that is weird is that the bylaws for every league is so vastly different across the CCS. So it's like there's really no clear-cut qualifier that you can actually have to get into the playoffs. Like if you're supposed to be doing it based off of like your CCS points and the Cal Preps rankings, yet some of those teams that have the Cal Preps ranking and have the CCS points, they're staying home this week. So it's like, what happens from there, right? Not saying that like, these teams that are in it don't deserve it, but because of that one rule where if you play a team in the top 100 or you play a team in the top 1 or in the top 50, you get extra points. And then you get points for like league winners, right? If you play them and they win their league, you get there's a lot of ways to get extra points, but you have teams that are, you have B teams, for example. I'm just going to use it as an example. There's a B team that plays an A team that's in the top 100. They get rolled. They still get a point like they won the game. Right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Therefore, it's like you can essentially like lose every single one of your preseason games, play an entire preseason of all A-League teams in the top 100 and in the top 50, just get rolled and still make it to the playoffs. And win half of your league games and still make it to the playoffs.
Wow. That's
crazy, right? But it's because of like your competitive. So it's like, what's the definition of competitive equity? What's the definition of, is it like, are you actually trying to do it, or are you just stacking points just so that you can continue to keep playing without actually even, giving an honest effort? That's the word, the honest effort rule. I don't know. That's what's on my mind, because I feel like it's screwed up like that way. Like, because you have a lot of teams that are, there's a lot of teams that are qualified to play, yet they're not able to play moving forward. And it was like the margins for the last three spots in the last three divisions was so close. And then the way it got picked was because of a tiebreaker and a bylaw from a different league that was their bylaw.
Or no bylaw.
Yeah, or just get rid of the bylaws and just keep it the way that like everyone has it stacked. WCAL doesn't have any bylaws. They just say top 6 go. Boom.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Man.
It's very simple. And the other thing too is like, the amount of leagues in the CCS too. We have A, B, and C leagues in some of these leagues.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know. It's just, when can we like actually like, just keep it as A and a B? You can. Yet, what does it turn into? So I think there's still a lot to clean up on it. I'm glad they got the Division 1 and the Open and Division 2. They got those games right. But I
think that's all that matters, though. Really.
I know, but I mean, if you're gonna continue to like draw it out longer and go 3 through 5, like, then you got to make the rules pretty much the same across the board. Like, it's not saying that, and again, this, for every team that's in the playoffs, I'm not saying that you don't deserve to be here. It's just, we, like, the CCS needs to iron out some of these details.
Yeah.
And the leagues need to iron out these details a little bit more, because there's a lot of angry coaches out there based on the selection.
It seems like when this issue only comes up and talked about at the end of the season. Because in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, no one's going to do anything about it until next season.
Next year.
After regular season. Every year, every year in, year out, this is what I hear. And it's like, okay. But, well, yeah, it's interesting. I was surprised about Oak Grove. We will have Coach Cordero sometime soon be part of this, since his season unfortunately ended with his boys not making it to the playoffs, even though. So they're one of the teams that deserved to be in, but because of
some bylaw from their league, like it didn't swing in their favor, which they cleared the other criteria, which was the power ranking and the points. So when we get to talk to Coach Cordero, like it would be good to like, really hear his take on it being on that side. Yeah. Because he can really, really fully like explain, a little bit more about it. And I think it'd be good for everyone, like, that watches to like understand, because the other one too is like, you have these other teams that say like, oh, we're playing a WCAL school in the first round. It's like, well, that's how the rankings go, guys. That's just what happens. Like, take the 2 games, right? Salinas playing Sarah in the first round. It's like, well, that kind of sucks. And then you have like, in any other time, like, it's like, Christopher and Mitty, it's like on paper, right? Because of who they play, of who WCAL, like the WCL league, compared to the league that, Christopher plays in. I'm just using this as comparative. It's like the mismatch of the league is very, very vast, right? So it's kind of things like that, like, but this can also be something for coaches to say, like, you want to play at the higher divisions, then make your preseason harder. This is where playing A leagues could work for you, not just using it to stack points. Like, if you really want to like contend and really like try to push to play against the best, then play the best in the beginning of the season. It actually makes your season a lot easier for you, because you're not just preparing for the regular season. You're preparing for the long run. You're preparing for the post. So that's just my 2 cents on it. But, what do we know? We're just out here to be famous.
And we'll end with that. we got a lot more. We have the GSF All-Star coming up. We got our top 5 coming up. We got 7-on-7, 11U, 14U, high school, and super team there's a lot coming up, and I just got to unpack and improve this background right here. So
I like the TV background, and it's off season for a lot of you guys. So take your week off, recover, and let's get right back at it.
Yep. Coach Andrew's going to be doing a lot of off-season training. So make sure you guys look into it, sign up. You don't want to be that athlete A.
If you don't know what the reference to that is, Alpha will provide a link.
we will take that and put it on a separate video so that people.
Yeah.
No, you know what? We'll just do a different one. We'll just do another talk and kind of expand on it, because now that the regular season's over, there were some players, seniors, that I saw that I'm like, wow. I wonder what happened, because clearly not much was done. And, JUCO will be an option for those guys. But at the same time, it's like, man, if only you spent a little bit more time in the weight room than other stuff, who knows, right?
Yeah, I know these two things that are very popular right now that a lot of kids will, and we can end on this one because I'm gonna throw it like this. So there's two things that start with an F, right? It's either football train or Fortnite.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
So, and the reason why, the only reason why I'm saying the Fortnite thing is because it's these extra things that don't really like there's time for things like that. You will always have time during your off season to go play Fortnite. I don't care. Go play Fortnite till 3 a.m. in the morning. Actually, no, don't do that. You need to recover. But prioritize your training. It's what's gonna help you get better. And I can't wait to honestly expand on this. We should probably bring in all the other strength coaches in here and we just have a panel and we should just talk about this.
That would be awesome. We should. Let me work on that. At least 2 more.
Let's do it.
Or
I can even bring
4 of you.
I'll bring one in.
I'll be in the middle.
I'll bring one on. I'll bring one on.
Okay.
I'll invite one on.
Yeah, I think that would be solid. It will be very educational for the parents and and the coaches. The parents, the students, and the coaches. All 3 of you need to be on the same page, because that's where the conflict is. It's like, coach didn't say this, coach said this. Mom didn't say this, dad didn't say this, dad didn't do this, dad didn't do that. You know what I mean? So we'll provide you guys with some tools to move forward and enjoy the playoffs, people. It's gonna be just like that. It was over for a lot of you. So if you have a 3.0 or above GPA and you are a starter and you feel like you deserve to be part of a very special event, the GSF All-Star Game nomination is now live on our website, and just click on the logo and it'll take you right to the registration page. All right.
Yeah. Coach
Andrew, good luck to your teams.
Yeah, good luck to both my teams, because I'm not picking any one of you guys.
Here we go. You're watching Get Sports Focus. We'll see you next time.